I'm looking at these like pictures of the TSA,
Mm.
and people really feel. I don't know. What do you think about the TSA? Have you ever had any issues with them?
I find it annoying that it's like security theater, they always say. Like, they're supposed to be protecting us, but they let all sorts of stuff through. And like we've got all these like annoying procedures that don't actually do anything. But I've never
Yeah.
like had a personal issue with the TSA. Like,
Mm.
I've flown with some weird equipment for work, and they've like rejected my bag at the X-ray scanner, and even then the
Really?
the staff have been like just normal about it. Like, they're just like, we have to look in your bag, and they open it, and they're like, they pull out this weirdo ass equipment, and they're like, we have to send this through separately, and they do it, and that's it. I've never had like an issue myself.
Because I was looking at like some pictures of like this, when they pat you, but I,
Yeah.
I personally have never had any problem. Like I just go through the scan, and then
Mhm.
they're like, okay, if something doesn't show up for some reason, they'll be like, hey, I'm just gonna need to check this area, all right? And then they just do the
Mhm.
patting thing. Sure, it feels awkward as fuck when they're real around your crotch, but
Yeah.
that's it. Like I don't feel like they're like molesting me or anything. These
When
guys feel like,
Yeah. When those scanners first came out, I used to like request a manual pat down or whatever instead of going through the those X-ray scanner things.
why is that?
Because like, I don't know, if you work with computers, you know that like once something is on the computer, there's no such thing as guaranteed deleting. Like, they always
Oh
say
yeah.
like, oh yeah, these pictures, of you naked essentially are, never going to be released or anything like that, and it's very tight security, blah, blah, blah. There's no such thing. Like, if you put it into a computer connected to the internet, it can get anywhere. So
Yeah.
I was at the being, I mean, now I don't know, I've just accepted it or whatever. I go through their X-ray backscatter machines or whatever and just let them take all their nude photos they want. But at the beginning, I used to be like, this is stupid. Why do we have to do this? I don't want to go through that machine.
Yeah. That makes
I
sense.
mean, there was news stories about TSA employees like saving photos of women and stuff off of those scanners.
Well,
And
that's fucked up.
there was a TSA employee who got like arrested for like assaulting his coworkers because they had a training where they had to be trained on how to use that machine, and he went through the scanner as part of the training, and then all his coworkers were making fun of him for having like a small dick, and he got
Damn.
like super offended and like attacked them all like physically, which is kind of
That's
like
messed up.
acceptable. Like, I think if you're gonna like X-ray scan some guy at work and then make fun of his dick, he can come at you. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of fine with that. And maybe even give him a bat or something. Like, he doesn't have to do
Yeah.
this with his hands. He can come at you with a golf club or something, and I think he would be justified. But yeah, I've never had
But
too many problems
the thing is,
myself.
like, even when if the guy got arrested, that means like it got to the point where they couldn't stop him. They had to call the cops because like if you're
Good,
in a
right?
training environment, it's just like I mean, yeah, he must have been,
He
those
must have
guys were
been whooping
probably
some
roasting
ass.
him. I mean, usually you would just take the L and like just move on. But yeah, that's pretty messed up. If you go through the scanner and all your coworkers are mocking you about the size of your dick, yeah, I wouldn't want to work at that place anymore.
Yeah, right? That's like next level workplace uncomfortable situations. Like,
Yeah. Normally it's like, oh, you will go to the break room and on your way out you run into someone on the door. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, that's a little awkward. But
Mm-hmm.
like if the person you run into already see you naked through a scanner and it already as soon as they see you they think of your small dick, then yeah, you probably
And then they comment on it. They're like, "Oh, hey,
yeah.
sorry, didn't mean to bump into your small dick." Like,
Yeah, exactly. or they just or they give you like a nickname or something. Oh, hey, Dickie. Oh, I mean, or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they
Oh
just give
man.
you a nickname or something, and you're screwed, dude. You just some of the things you never live down. Have you ever had that like when you're at work and someone it's like you get hired by your company, right?
Uh-huh.
So you've been working there for like a year, and then they're like, oh, okay, so John, this is or meet I don't know, and they say for example, meet microwave, and you're like, wait.
Yeah.
So the guy is like, okay, hey, my name is blah blah blah. So you're like, okay. And then it's like, okay, so microwave is gonna train you for like 2 weeks, and then you're gonna come back with us. Okay, great. So you sit down and you immediately start thinking, great, why is this fucker called microwave? What did he do? What did he blow up?
Yeah.
What did he do with the microwave? It's like all sorts of stories are like always the background to some like workplace nicknames or something like that.
Yeah, what was
So you
the
always
insane
wonder.
incident that caused him to have the nickname of Microwave?
Yeah, exactly. And then you're talking to the guy, right? And it's like, oh, hey, then you call him by his name, obviously, because you're not familiar with him yet. He's like, oh, don't worry, it's cool, dude. Just call me Microwave. You're like, okay, well, that's weird. Stays confident about it. And then he's like, okay, and then he's like, oh, how long have you worked here? Oh, just 15 years. So you're like, damn, dude. So this guy's probably been called Microwave for 15 years or something, or for the biggest part of the 15 years, right? So
Yeah.
it's like he must have done something incredibly terrible or something just unforgivable.
Hmm.
And it's like even the people that were in there when the accident happened, they still call him by the same nickname, right? Because like it just carries on that you never forget those things.
You have to get
You
to
never
like a
live them down.
major life transition to drop the nickname, like high school to
Or you're
college,
another
or college to job, or like, you know,
nickname.
leave the state and get a new job in a different state, and then you can drop the nickname. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It takes some major change, or get a new nickname, or do something equally fucked up as the previous.
you have to, yeah, you have to do something new that's equally strange, but so strange that it can overcome the already existing nickname. Like, you can't just go a
Yeah.
little bit more strange. It's got to be way more strange.
Yeah, because otherwise they would be like, dude, oh hey dude, look, microwave is doing something fucking stupid. Let's go check it out. And then it
Right?
doesn't work. It has to be something like totally fucked up.
It
But
has to
like
be
we had
way
this guy
over
at
the
work.
top.
We called him, or we didn't, but his name was Edgar.
Uh-huh.
And like people wouldn't have a specific name for him, but every time something would fucking happen, it was like, oh, that's so Edgar. That's like, what the fuck? So like, we're sitting down at this one place, and they're like, I had just joined the company. And they're
Uh-huh.
like, hey, on Friday we're gonna have a potluck, so we need everyone to bring something, and then we'll like share it, and everyone will eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Edgar is like, okay, great. You know what? I'm gonna bring some. I know what I'm gonna bring, dude. It's gonna be awesome. We're like, all right, whatever. We're
Uh-huh.
not we're not expecting anything, right? So we're setting up the table for the potluck. It's looking pretty good. And then we're like, okay, yeah, everybody's chipping in, and then we see from the table where all the food was, you could see the entrance to the break room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see Edgar walking in, all happy, excited into the break room.
Yeah.
And then a couple minutes later, like 5 minutes maybe, he comes out with like napkins. The it's not napkins, like paper towels from work, right?
Yeah.
So he comes like with both hands, a bunch of paper towels, and he's carrying something. So we're like, okay.
No like tray or
So he
plate or anything. He's just got paper towels.
no, just yeah, just the paper towels.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you put like popcorn in the paper towel and just eat out of that. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But he was carrying like one something on each hand. So he gets to the table after that long walk, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is hot." Puts it on the table, and then grabs a plastic fork and starts cutting it into smaller pieces. And we're like, "What the fuck is that?" Turns out it's a gas station burrito, the frozen ones
Uh-huh.
that he had just bought earlier before work. and he had just warmed them up on the microwave and wanted to cut them into small to share for the potluck.
Fuck. That was his potluck contribution? Like, I don't even know. How do you even respond to that? Did anyone even say anything, or everyone was like, okay, I'll just take a piece? Like,
No, I mean nobody ate it, but he took food. He took he grabbed the plate, filled his own plate up to the brim, obviously.
Yeah.
And then like he left. He was like, "Oh yeah, guys, thanks for the potluck," and he left. And then everybody's like looking at him. It's like, wow, that is so Edgar, dude. That's fucked,
some
dude.
stuff like that could be liberating, though. Like, sometimes I wish I just didn't care what anyone thought at all. Like, I mean, you could just do random ass stuff like that. Like, how funny would that be to do that on purpose? Like, you know there's a potluck coming up and you're like, oh, I got this, you know. I'm gonna bring like one raw carrot and like a tomato just smashed up, just absolutely smashed in a Ziploc bag, and just see what these people think of that. That'll be screwy, right? But I don't know. There's no way I would ever have the guts.
If it wasn't for work, you know, if it
Yeah.
was with some random people, maybe you could pull it off. But or like as a prank or whatever. But your coworkers that you have to deal with every day, yeah, no.